Hey up, what's happening? So welcome back, welcome to the channel, and welcome to this video today. So if you're anything like me, you might look extremely tired. I know I look extremely tired. I did not sleep at all last night. I might have had an hour at the most. Same with my partner, same with other people that I've been in touch with today as well. So there has been some big shifts overnight, massive shifts. Massive messages of releasing, letting go. I know we've got a new moon coming up soon as well, so I want to look into that energy today in this video, and I want to look into basically what was going on last night, what is shifting, what is happening to us individually, what is happening to us as a collective. And I've just finished a healing session actually, and the words that came through was the split has begun. So the split from what everybody talks about, this 3D, 5D thing, it has begun, it started. That's kind of like what we're feeling. I did pull a few cards as well, so I've pulled 2 oracle cards and 2 tarot cards. And what I asked for was messages for guidance for the collective, for what we're feeling, what we're going through, what we can maybe experience still running up to this. So let's look at them. Let's look at them cards. So the first card that I got was the Stag. And the Stag is talking about trusting and thriving in the process, what is happening, what we're going through. Trust it, allow it to happen. And sometimes we have to go through the heavy stuff. We have to go through the shifts. And people can become a little bit scared, a little bit worried about what they're feeling, about if it might be an attack, it might be this, it might be that. Yeah, it might be, but it's probably something that you also need to go through, because there is a level of healing that you need to be aware of internally. I'm starting to feel a little bit triggered now about all these people that bang on about entities and dark stuff and heavy stuff and all these attachments that, you know, yes, we have knowledge of, yes, we know that they can exist. Do we need to be constantly worried about them? I don't think so. The only thing we need to be concerned about is ourselves, our own ability to just move through it and flow, and take in what you need to and leave what you don't. That is one of the most important messages that I can give in this video today, is just take what you need and leave what you don't, because there is a lot of bullshit out there, and there is a lot of people that are in the spiritual healing community that do tend to still push the fear thing because of all this heaviness and darkness, you know, and we're moving past that now. A lot of that is keeping us anchored, a lot of that fear, a lot of that worry, a lot of that turbulence, a lot of that frustration of where we were, because we're not there anymore. We've moved past that all now. A lot of us are just way beyond that and are past a lot of the bullshit. But a lot of the ego that remains in so many people that are on this spiritual awakening path, and this will probably trigger some of them, because there is an element of healing that needs to go on within them internally as well. But they need to kind of like get over it now, and step away from that illusion of fear, because that is keeping them locked and anchored into that reality. And many of us now have moved beyond that reality, and the ego is falling away, and we're coming into our true self, into our true energetic frequency. And we need to trust, and we need to thrive on what is going on, what we're feeling, what we're happening. If you're feeling drained, if you're feeling tired, like I am, you know, this is why I wanted to make this video today, because not every day in my life is perfect. Very rarely do I get a perfect day, but I know that the process is as it is, and we have to just go through it, deal with it and heal it when we can, and when we can get round to it, when we understand it, when we have an awareness of it. Once we've got the awareness of it, then we can work on it and we can heal it. If we're totally unaware and we're just blinkered by ego, then we can't do any of the healing. We can't do any of the work that we need to do. So trust and thrive within the process. The next card was about expansion. So once you've trusted and you've allowed that thriving to happen, you're going to start expanding. There's going to be a level of surrender, and each time you surrender, there's many levels of surrender, but each time you surrender, you will feel your energy expand. You will feel your consciousness go outwards, because you're more that internal awareness. So don't think of it as because your consciousness is expanding that you're more aware of the external. It's actually the opposite. You're more aware internal, and because you're doing more of the healing internally, you're expanding that essence from within, and you're finding that what we call in Reiki circles, that great bright light, you're finding that great bright light and is expanding, and it's moving outwards, and it's helping others. Others can feel it, others can see it, others are triggered by it, others can be connected to it and feel a warmth around it. And that's why a lot of people, if you're highly empathic, if you're spiritual, if you're a healer, if you're on this awakening path, you might feel that a lot of people come to you for guidance, for help, for assistance, and that's because they can feel your energy, and that energy is one of love and compassion and peacefulness and caring, and that's what it's all about. So trust and thrive and expand. Allow that expansion to happen naturally. It will happen naturally, and it may take months, it may take years, but it just needs to happen when and as it needs to happen. The next card that I got, which again can trigger a lot of people, is the Death card. The Death card, again, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, there is a lot of letting go. There's this split that is happening, and that is where this is coming in. This split is bringing in new light. It's bringing in new light, which you can see at the back. So it's this death. Everything has to have a death. Everything has to die to bring in new energy, to bring in revitalizing energy. When you go through the healing process, that sometimes this death happens. So there is a feeling, there's an emotion that arises up within. You don't know where it comes from. You do the healing work, you integrate with it, and then it has to go. It disappears, because the healing work, the integration, you've gone through it. It's gone through the death. It's exactly the same process with what is happening internally with each and every one of us, and globally within each and every one of us, with the whole collective. So this is something we're going through. We're probably going to experience more of it as this pulling at the strings. The way that I'm seeing it, it's almost like it's like a sheet being ripped open. It's like a veil just being ripped open. You can see, and it's almost like membranes. In the Upside Down in Stranger Things, where they pull all that stuff back, and it's like membranes, and I'm just seeing that being pulled apart and moving into. We're not moving into the Upside Down, by the way. We're moving into higher vibrational energies, frequencies, because this split is occurring. And again, we talk about ego death. That comes into a lot of this as well. A lot of people get triggered by a lot of stuff because that's the ego kicking in. But also, a lot of people get triggered because they need to be triggered to allow the healing to take place, for them to be more aware. Oh, right, okay, this is something that's making me react here. What is it? What do I need to be aware of internally? And I've had that, to be honest with you, I've had that like over the last few weeks. I've had some of that rise up internally. I'm just like, oh, where's this coming from? Why am I feeling that all of a sudden? And this is just like from everyday conversations with people. And now I'm starting to integrate it and work through it, that this information is now ready to come through. And that's why I feel I needed to share this message today. And then the last card that I pulled was the Nine of Swords. So, you know, when I talk about this, this shift, this healing process, there is going to be a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of that where people are just like, oh my, it's almost like another stage. Well, it is another stage of an awakening, because you don't know why you're feeling it. You don't know what's going on with the world. Am I going crazy? There's still people that are still just stepping onto this journey. They might see this video and think, well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling. You know, and I think a lot of us that have started that journey, we all felt exactly the same. So we have to be there with open arms, with love, without the ego, without being triggered, to assist and help these people. And that's, you know, if you come across this video, that's what this channel is also about. It's about the healing, but it's also about helping you move and shift peacefully through a wonderful transition of spiritual awakening. And I'm not saying that wonderful because it's all going to be love and light and fairies and clouds, because it isn't. A lot of it is really deep, really heavy, really dark stuff that you need to be thrown into. It's basically like what I'm seeing now is, it's basically like the swimming thing. Some people, you have to just be chucked in to learn how to swim. You know, I saw a clip of a John Wayne film from whenever, and there was a little kid, and he basically just threw this kid, and the mother came out screaming, he can't swim, and he's like, he'll learn quick enough, you know. And eventually he did. The kid did have to learn how to, and sometimes that's what has to happen. You either sink or you swim, and sometimes that's what you have to go through. You have to go through this heavy stuff, and again, that's why I wanted to come on today and do this video, because like I said earlier, not every day is perfect. Very rarely when you start stepping on this stuff, because you're more self-aware, you're more conscious, you're more aware of other people, you're more sensory to other energies within people, you're more sensory to their emotions, to what they're feeling, to what they're going through, you know. And for some people that can be a trigger. For some people that will be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for them. But there has to be this separation between that, because if you keep giving out that emotion to them to try and help them feel better, what's going to happen? Bingo, your battery is going to get drained. So you need to understand that we need to have this separation. And it's not about being heartless. It's not about being disconnected. It's about being respectful of their energy and your own energy, because they need to go through what they need to go through, and you need to be respectful and go through what you need to go through at that same time. So yeah, so that's basically it. That's the message for today. So trust in the process and allow this thriving to take place. Expand into the space that you create with the healing, with the trusting, with the process, with the surrendering, with the letting go. Allow this death, this change, this transition to come through, and don't hold on to things too tightly, because the more you hold on to stuff, the more you keep anchored in that energy. It will just keep you there until you're ready to let go of it. And granted, you might not be ready to let go of it. Maybe you need to hang on to it just a little bit longer, to just allow the universe to give you what you need to trust it that little bit further. We all have that stuff that we just need to hang on to. You know, I'm in the process now where I don't feel, this is going to sound weird, and this is going to sound like so like uppity, but I don't feel like I should be in the mainstream working world anymore. I feel a separation to it. I feel like now my mission is to do what I need to do, but I'm still hanging on to it. And that's something for me to just be aware of. But I have reduced my hours, I have reduced my working time to create more space, and that creating of that space allows expansion. It allows more frequency to come in for me to follow that journey, to get to a point where I can actually say, now is the time that I can let go. Now is the time that I can trust. Now is the time that I can thrive. Now is the time that I can let this stuff just fall away, do what it needs to do, And yeah, it might bring up a bit of this. It might bring up a little bit, oh my God, what have I done? And this happened actually when I left my previous job. I went to this new job with less hours. I'd put my notice in at that job, at the previous job, and had all these questions were rising up internally in my head. Oh my God, what are you doing? Is this the right thing? You know, it's less hours, it's a lower wage. Are you going to be okay? But all this stuff was firing up internally, and I was just like, you know, just let it go. Just allow it to happen. And then more questions came up. Yeah, but ego was just clinging on for just life, basically. And then I went and got in the car to drive to work, and turned the car on. Radio came on. The first song that I heard that I was actually aware of was George Michael's Faith. I was like, oh. So I asked my spirit team and I said, is this a song for me? And I got tingles all over. And that's my sign for like, yes. I was like, oh, thank you. I kept driving along. More stuff was coming up internally, me questioning everything. And then I got to work. As I was in the process of commuting to work, driving along, I felt a vibration on my phone in my pocket. Thought I'll check that when I pull up. Being the good law-abiding citizen that I am. And got to work, pulled into the parking spot, pulled out my phone to see what the vibration was. And someone followed me on Instagram called Faith. Bing! Synchronicity alert. And that will happen more and more as well to you. Sometimes you'll be totally aware of them, that it's just like bump in your face. And then other times they'll be a lot more subtle, where you might not be as aware of them, but they will be there. They will always be happening. And basically all these synchronicities and all these signs are basically telling you, yes, you're going in the right direction. You're on the right path. And you will feel that internally as well. You may get the head chatter. You might get the mind going, no, questioning everything. But internally, within your heart, within your stomach, within every part of your being down here, it'll be saying, yeah, this feels right. And that's the one you got to listen to. You got to separate the egoic mind from the inner essence, the energy that resides within, and listen to that. It's so powerful, so powerful. So there we go. A message for you guys today to do with the energies, the stuff that I've just been feeling, messages from the cards, and messages for whoever watches this video, that whoever comes across it, but also like collective messages as well, for 2024, for the 3D 5D split, for all this stuff that is happening right now. This year, I actually made a video about the tarot predictions for 2024. I'll link that below in the descriptions box if you want to check it out, because 2024 is going to be massive. It's going to be huge. So go and check that out. But until then, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy this tired looking face, which I hope you still do. And I will see you in the next video. Much love to you all. Take care of yourselves. Namaste. Bye for now.